Welcome back to part 2 on the red couch with Natalie Laughlin. Natalie, I am very excited about your attitude and just how you look at your life and your life story. Can you just tell me a little bit about how you've taken your story and what you've been struggling with and made it into something really important?
Well, I always approach my life from a spiritual point of view. I learned very early on that, I was going to live my life from a conscious choice place. And, I've had obstacles. Everybody has obstacles and they have difficulties in their life, but it's how we deal with it. And I made a decision that I was going to look at my obstacles as opportunities. And I often have to remind myself, just like everybody does, because I'm a human being, and sometimes I don't remember. But to make a conscious choice daily to find love and compassion for myself is the first thing that I do. And then that leads me to then maybe be in the moment. And that's another thing I constantly have to kind of remind myself to do. So with finding love and compassion for yourself and being in the moment, that is what will, bring you back to a place of feeling joy or feeling contentment. And it's always important for me to go within. So I try to always work from that place first.
I appreciate that you shared it with other people. Can you tell me a little bit about the blog? What's on your blog and your website?
Well, I love, I do speaking engagements, and recently I did one at Girls Inc. here locally, and it was an incredible experience to educate young girls and also make them aware that what they need to do is find what's unique within themselves and focus on that, and then take a risk and act on that and share it with the world. And then on my blog, I decided about a year ago that I would start what I call Feed Your Spirit, Lose the Weight. And it's not so much about losing weight, it's really about feeding your spirit. What happened for me is my journey with my body and my weight, I discovered was a way for me to find my place to God, or spiritual, actually universal oneness is what I would call it, or universal life force, so if you want to call it a higher power. But it was my way to find my happiness. So I use my journey with my body and my acceptance of my body as my source, and I work it from that point of view. So I thought, if you have the idea of feeding your spirit, and if we do that daily, and how do we do that to maintain, a sense of love and compassion for yourself? And so I started this blog, Feed Your Spirit, Lose the Weight, and I had some friends join in with me. And together we're on this journey of dealing with loving ourselves daily. And
so what are the
how
steps?
Do we do
like,
that?
Can I do it too? Like, what are?
Oh yeah, anybody can jump in. I mean, right now, it's a slow process, just like our life is. The first step, for instance, is to set an intention about exactly, what you want. And I'm not just talking about, the weight that you want to be, but also how you want to experience your life. And then you create a daily mantra or a prayer for yourself, something that is small and short that you can, recite first thing when you wake up in the morning. I have a couple of prayers that I do, and it helps centers me, and it also reminds me, that I'm part of this, big world and this universe that is here to assist me, and that if I have faith and trust, that is, what's going to lead me again to my fulfillment and my happiness within myself. So the second step is acceptance. And then I have these actual steps that you take and a little exercise about finding a way to love and accept your body, which is very hard for a lot of us women to do. And as you know, in the media out there is this image that we feel we have to aspire to constantly.
Yeah.
And it's really tricky for a woman right now to feel good about her body when all she sees are these perfect images everywhere.
Right. And the perfect images are not only perfectly, usually slender images, but also young images, which is the next thing I'm curious about, which is,
Yeah.
you know, you are not
Say it, you can
18
say
anymore.
I'm not 18 anymore.
Not even
Thank
20.
God. Thank God. Yeah, you know, I mean, I mean, working hard, just as I did, working hard, but in a joyful way to embrace, as I did embrace my body and my curvy shape,
Yeah.
to embrace my age. And all I always see is images of young, beautiful girls with perfect bodies, no wrinkles.
Yeah.
But you know everything is retouched anyway. Everything is digitally engineered. So all those images we're looking at, thinking that we have to be like that, the models don't actually look like that anyway. I don't look like myself half the time.
And that's what you tell the girls at Girls Inc., right? And then when you do speaking engagements to educate people.
Yeah.
Because I myself didn't even realize that all of the images were retouched until you told me that.
Yeah, everything. I mean, you know they can make you look 10 pounds lighter. They can take off all your wrinkles, make you have perfect hair, skin, you know, teeth. But the aging process is very interesting, and you know, my hope for myself is that I can embrace it and you know, sort of in my humanness and wanting, you know, not to see. I mean, I see my younger daughter, and I see my skin that I used to have in her, and you know, the softness and the suppleness, and you know, it would be nice if I could hold on to that all my life. But the reality is that's not what happens. And you know, if we could embrace that part of ourselves and know that it's the natural course of things. And I try to live my life, you know, from that place of, okay, this is what I have to deal with. You know, how can I make peace with it?
Natalie, if you had a secret to living a happy and successful life, what would it be?
My secret. Well, I basically decide every day to consciously choose to find love and compassion for myself, and know that there is this universal plan for me, and that I have to have faith and trust that everything that happens in my life is for a reason, and know that I'm going to get to the place where I'm supposed to be if I just, you know, connect with that part of myself that's, you know, my higher power, my God source. That's my secret. And a little bit of Spanx.
Natalie, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. This was great.
Thank you for joining us
On the Red Couch.